this place was sunshine. You won the beauty contest, but you never even had to try. And everybody loves you 'cause you're perfectly made, gorgeous from head to toe, pretty in a picture frame. And I've only got this one message to say.
There are only 3 publicly traded companies in the LED space: Cree Inc., Veeco Instruments, and SemiLEDs Corporation. We're going to talk about why the commercial you just saw may change the face of lighting forever. We're going to take a look at 4 reasons why Cree should be number 1 in terms of your list for your investing dollars in the LED space. 1, their fortress balance sheet. 2, their mix of business compared with their competitors. 3, their innovative and proprietary technology. And then 4, the way they support their distribution channel and their marketing campaign, lighting the LED revolution. The first company we're going to take a look at is SemiLEDs Corporation, or ticker symbol LEDS. Alright, ideally we would show you all of the numbers straight from Yahoo Finance, but because of time restrictions, we'll abbreviate it and show you all of the compiled data in a spreadsheet. So to get to the financial information of a company, go to finance.yahoo.com, type in a ticker symbol. We'll use Cree since that's the one that we have at the top of our list. Hit enter. You're going to get quote data. Scroll down on the left-hand side looking for the bold-faced company. Then you're going to click Key Statistics on the left-hand side, and there you go. All of the valuation information, financial information, balance sheet, and cash flow statements, all right there in a nice convenient location. Now let's take a look at the spreadsheet. Here's the compiled spreadsheet data that I mentioned. We have SemiLEDs, ticker symbol LEDS, Veeco Instruments, symbol VECO, and Cree, symbol CREE. SemiLEDs, $13.5 million, Veeco Instruments, $435 million, and Cree has $1.1 billion in cash on the balance sheet. Take a look at column E, total debt, $5.5 million for SemiLEDs, or about 1/3 of the cash on hand. Veeco Instruments, $103 million, about 1/4 of the cash on hand, and Cree, absolutely no debt whatsoever. Also operating cash flow, column F, $277 million for Cree, $224 million for Veeco, and only $8.5 million for SemiLEDs Corporation. The statistics show the financial analysis. The winner is by far a long shot, Cree. They have more than twice the cash on hand of Veeco Instruments and absolutely no debt. The second big advantage Cree has over its competitors is its mix of business. That's where Cree gets its revenue from. Veeco Instruments is primarily an equipment maker. This means companies that are growing, expanding, or new that need more equipment will buy it from Veeco Instruments. The issue with that is that in a recession or a downturn, companies often cut back on their CapEx budgets, referred to as capital expenditures. That's the investments that they make in equipment, land, real estate, buildings, things like that. Really big things that you need to grow. When times are tough, companies cut back their CapEx budgets to conserve cash flow. This means that Veeco could be easily hit in a recession and their business could be greatly affected. Although it's very important to note that this industry, the LED lighting industry, a secular growth trend means that it will just simply go up in a straight line or some kind of upward geometrical pattern. So the good thing for Veeco Instruments is that they're in a good sector. The bad thing is they're at the very front of that in terms of the business cycle. And so if we see a downturn, you'll see companies cut back on their purchases of new equipment, which means bad things for Veeco Instruments. SemiLEDs Corporation, on the other hand, their issue is they're basically a commoditized company. in computers, it's all about programmable chips versus non-programmable chips. Non-programmable chips you can basically get from anyone that can make them, and it's really about cost. That's the problem that you have with SemiLEDs Corporation, is they basically make the little tiny pieces that go into putting a finished light bulb or a disk drive or solar equipment, thin film. They basically make the commoditized part of the business, which means really as long as somebody else can make it as good or better than they can make it at a cheaper price, it's really no exclusivity agreement, which means that they're subject to the ups and downs of market pressures. You really don't want to be in a commoditized investment. Third, Cree. Their mix of business right now currently is 80% manufacturing and 20% LED lighting. What's fantastic about this is that the LED lighting portion of their business is growing by leaps and bounds. This presents an opportunity to take what could be a fantastic revenue driver into their own hands. When they make substrate or LEDs or semiconductors for other companies that go into their end market devices, they may try to put the Cree name on it. The problem is if they don't do a good job with it, you get a substandard product that Cree gets blamed for. The more different product lines they bring in-house and produce with the Cree name on it as a finished product, the more they can take the quality into their own hands. The goal for Cree is to triple their LED lighting business in the next 5 years. And I think they can do it. This is a huge driver, and I think as the amount of manufacturing declines, as the amount of LED lighting exposure goes up, I think you're going to see Cree become an even more profitable business and put their destiny in their own hands. The third advantage Cree has over its competitors is its proprietary technology that sets it apart. Cree does this in two ways. One, their bulbs are more efficient than the competition. The standard LED light bulb right now on the market lasts for about 20,000 to 25,000 hours. This is fantastic compared to the original traditional light bulbs, which last about 2,000 hours. It's about 10 times more life. The LED bulb also uses about 1/10 of the power that the traditional light bulb does. That's fantastic for energy savings. But the Cree LR6 downlight actually lasts for 50,000 hours. That means that its lifetime is about twice that of the other LED bulbs that are on the market. It also means that when you replace the lights in your house, you're actually more likely to pay off your mortgage before you have to change your next Cree light bulb. That's quite an advantage. Second, Cree's true white technology means that the colors that you see around you lit by the Cree bulb are more true than the colors that you get from other light bulbs. To achieve the Energy Star rating, a light bulb must have color rendering in the 75th percentile or higher. Color rendering is measured on a scale from 0 to 100, 0 meaning completely false color and 100 meaning the truest color that your eyes could possibly see. The average LED light bulb measures somewhere in the 80th percentile. Not bad, but the Cree LR6 downlight actually starts in the 90th percentile for color rendering. What does that mean? Well, color rendering refers to the true nature of the color that are seen by your eyes. As your eyes look upon things like, for instance, my blue shirt or my orange tie, the eye interprets the colors that it's seeing. Light from the light source reflects off of the fabric and hits your eyes, therefore rendering the color to your brain. Being in the 90th percentile means that the objects lit by a Cree light bulb are actually more true in color than any other light bulb available on the market. In fact, your world is more real when lit by a Cree light bulb than any other way. The fourth and final advantage that I believe Cree has over its competition is its focus on distribution and marketing. Kind of like Walmart decided that they would outsell its competitors by offering products for just a little less than what their competition could and simply making up the difference in missing profit through high volume rather than trying to gouge people as they come in your door. That is the business model that Cree has for its distributors. But the goal is to pay their distributors just a little bit more than their competition. Consciously. They intentionally do this, and they know that they do this. The goal is to get the distributors to think Cree first every single time. The more often they think of Cree, the more their product will be sold instead of the others that the distributors have a choice between. Cree, we already know, has a superior product, but if they can pay their distributors just a little bit more than the competition and get up to the top of their brain every single time they're in a sales situation, that means great things for Cree over the long run. The second thing, their marketing campaign is unparalleled. Right now, they're putting Cree light bulbs in Home Depot stores, kind of like the AT&T and Apple exclusive deal that they put together. Well, Cree has an exclusive deal with Home Depot to put their LED bulbs under the EcoSmart brand, kind of like Raw Corp or Treehouse does for Walmart's Great Value brand. Cree gets to put their light bulbs in Home Depot stores under the EcoSmart brand, and they have fantastic real estate. The light bulbs are located right next to your traditional incandescent bulbs, compact fluorescents, and other LED bulbs, except they have the Cree name on them. In fact, when it comes to real estate, let's take a look at the Home Depot website and find out just what kind of real estate Cree has. Type in light bulbs and then click light bulbs under the category in Home Depot's search bar. Prime real estate right in the front of your screen in the middle is the EcoSmart LED downlight from Cree. And if you look closely, the Cree logo right on the side of the bulb. This is going to change the conversation in America regarding light bulbs. I think Cree is doing for light bulbs what Kleenex did for facial tissues, meaning there may be a point in the future where you just simply call an LED light bulb a Cree light bulb instead of the particular brand name. But they are letting potential customers know that the Cree name is a name that you can trust in lighting. Of the three names that are publicly traded in the LED space, I think that Cree and Veeco Instruments can both be owned. Veeco Instruments is actually a value play. Its PE trades below 10 on a forward basis, while Cree's forward PE is about 23. Anything probably under 14 can be considered a value play, whereas above 14, you're going to need the company to be growing, of which Cree certainly is. Cree's fortress balance sheet with $1 billion in cash and $0 in debt means that it can afford to do things that other companies cannot, like advertise. Just imagine watching that commercial that you saw in the introduction in something like the Super Bowl with a massive audience of millions of people all over the world. Cree has a real opportunity with indoor lighting in both commercial and residential segments. Veeco Instruments is a tremendous company. In the industries of solar, digital storage, and LED lighting are all secular growth trends, meaning that they're not cyclical. They're not going to wind down and then start back up again. We already know that in the United States, by 2014, incandescent light bulbs will be completely phased out. And in other countries like Brazil, Venezuela, Australia, Canada, they've already begun, and incandescent light bulbs are no longer available. The reality is that the LED bulb is just simply more efficient. It costs more up front. That much is true. But imagine not changing a light bulb for 7 to 10 years. Cree has a distinct edge, both in terms of its technology, the way it thinks about distribution, and marketing. They have a fortress balance sheet, and their product is differentiated through their true white technology. No longer do you have to suffer with dimmer lights to switch to LEDs. Cree has made it so that you can own an LED bulb and be extremely happy with it. We maintain our strong buy recommendation on Cree Inc. We put a buy recommendation on Veeco Instruments, and we put a sell recommendation on SemiLEDs. SemiLEDs, ticker symbol LEDs, simply is too much of a commodity exposure. And as we have seen from Intel, the reality is sometimes it's out with the old and in with the new. What you want is a company that becomes more like Apple, not a company that becomes more like Intel. Intel could take its own destiny in its hands if it made the hardware that its chips go into. But because it doesn't, their chips will always be subject to the final assembly of companies that put their products in them. Apple, on the other hand, chose to take its own destiny into its own hands and become not only the software maker, not only a maker of the stable and operating system environment, but of the hardware itself and its retail chain. I think Cree Instruments shifting its business mix to where the lighting becomes the predominant part of revenue generation in the company, I think that opportunity means that the future is extremely bright for Cree. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Cree retail stores where you can buy all kinds of items that light up. More like Apple, less like Intel. Thanks for joining us. Hope this was helpful. And don't forget, when it comes to investments, don't forget to do your homework.